Yes, sorry, guys. So we can start now. Are you recording? Raj?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. All right, hi guys. Welcome to our pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's game against Chennaiyin FC. Today's press conference will be addressed by our head coach Des Buckingham. The drill remains the same as always. If you have a question, please put your names in the chat box. And once I take your name, you can ask your question. Apurva.
Yes, good afternoon, coach. This is Apurva from GBS. My question is to you. Once again, the team has quite a rough patch in the last few matches, and your last win came against Chennai. So, how do you want to prepare this match, and what is the importance of Igor Angulo to the team, because he has played 45 minutes in the last match?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I think the last couple of games we start to build momentum. You know, the draw against Northeast, and then certainly the way we played and worked the other night, I was very happy with. Players have been locked in their room, and I come to you from my own room right now again. So the way that we were able to go out and perform, I was very happy with, and I'm looking now for that momentum to carry into tomorrow's game and carry that into terms of results now. So we've got 7 games, and we'll look to tomorrow to start going back to winning ways. In terms of Igor, Igor was part of a COVID scare that we had here. So we're just trying to manage him back into the group. And that was the reason he didn't start the other night. So he's now in a good space. We've been able to train. So he's in contention to start for tomorrow now as well.
Thank you, coach. Just another follow-up. Under you, we have seen Vinit Rai, Vikram Pratap Singh, and very few Indian players. So what are your position on them? How much they have improved this season so far?
Yeah, Vinit's a difficult one to answer. We haven't had Vinit for too long, but I have no issue at all in playing Vinit, as you would have seen. Vikram, again, it's been one that's been in and out, but he's been injured for a period of time. But I've been very happy with what I've seen with Vikram, and that's the reason that he has not only come on in games, but he started, and again, he started in the last game. So he's very coachable, and he shows what he's capable of doing when he's on the field. So I've been very happy with those two and the other Indian players, as well as the foreign players that we have here so far.
Thank you, coach. Best wishes for the next match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Apurva. Ridhiman, you have a question?
Good afternoon, coach. This is Ridhiman from KL now. So after playing only 2 games over 3 weeks, the team will be looking to play another 2 within a span of just 3 days. So I would like to know your verdict on the uncertainty of the schedule and how you're preparing the team to deal with such upheavals to the routine.
Yeah, we have to get on with it. There's no point in complaining because we have to play the games. And I think the good thing is, if you ask players or you ask staff, they would prefer to play games than they would train. That's what everybody wants to do. And we have a lot of games now coming up in a short space of time. So that's something we're looking forward to. We'll prepare the players as best we can in the short turnarounds and timeframes that we have. And I know the players are looking forward to getting back onto the pitch quickly, 2 days after the last one. So we're very much looking forward to the next game.
Thank you for that, coach. Another follow-up question. So Ahmed Jahu had a very, very rare lapse of concentration in the last match. So do you think he'll be back to his best again tomorrow?
Yeah, you can't define a performance on an individual mistake. Jahu is a very influential player and has been for this club and in this league for the past couple of few seasons that he's been here. And when someone gets on the ball as often as he does, they will turn the ball over every now and then. And unfortunately, the other night that cost us a goal. But I won't take anything away from asking Jahu to continue getting on the ball, because his skill set is a fantastic skill set and a good one for us to be able to utilise and use. So again, that's a mistake that unfortunately ended in a goal, but it's important that he continues to get on the ball and show what he's capable of doing, which he's done for us all season so far.
Thank you, coach. All the best for your next match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ridhiman. Aswati, do you have a question?
I hope you are doing well. Coach, I have 2 questions. So what are your thoughts on your opponents? And they have only managed to win 1 game from their last 5 matches. Do you think it will be an added advantage for you?
Yeah, it's I said it's a game that we're looking forward to. For me, in the last couple of games, we've started to go back to playing the football that we want, and we started to pick up some momentum in terms of those points that we want. And we see tomorrow as an opportunity now with 7 games to go back to winning ways. And we know it will be a tough game. We've obviously played them last time and scored, I think, in the last 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm expecting another tough game. But it's important. I said we're looking forward to the game. The players are ready for the game, and we're looking forward to going back to playing and hopefully getting the results that we all want.
Coach, what was the reason of not starting Igor Angulo in the last match? Is that a fitness problem or tactical?
Yeah, we had a COVID scare here before we played Northeast, which made a lot of players unavailable for a period of time. And Igor was unfortunately one of those. So Igor only actually returned to the training field the day before the last game against ATK. So when you have players that have only trained once, you need to make sure we look after them and get them back up to speed. As much as I would love to play Igor in 90 minutes and start him every game because he's a fantastic goal scoring threat for us, you also need to do what's best by the player and best by the team. And we got him on at 45 and he's now got 45 minutes into his legs. He's back and available for us for tomorrow. And with the short turnarounds between games and the amount of games we have coming up, it's now important that we keep him fresh as much as we can to play him, whilst also making sure we get the other players on the field like Diego to get some match fitness and sharpness into them as well.
Thank you, Coach. All the best for the.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shivam.
Hello, Coach. So my question is, what are your thoughts on from Changte so far in the training sessions? So when do we expect him to start?
Yeah, he's only been involved in one session so far. That was the day before ATK. We haven't trained again since. We're trained today. But I'm obviously very impressed with Chante. Before I came to this league, I knew he was one of the players that, as a young Indian player, was a big standout and was one that really caught my interest. And when I knew he was going to become available at the end of this season or potentially be available, he was a player of huge interest. I'm really looking forward to really working with him a little bit more than we have done in the last couple of sessions. And to answer your other question, when does he start? He's ready to start. It's just a case now of making sure that whether we go with him, Bipin, or Buckingham, who's performed very well in the last couple of games, it gives us different options, which maybe we haven't had in the past couple of games.
I also have a follow-up question. So it's on the Mumbai Cities FC's transfer window. So the team has made some really impressive signing. So do you think has all the gaps been plugged?
Yeah, I think we went out to try and get players that were going to improve our team for the rest of the season and also strengthen us for the Champions League. And some of the players, it's not as easy as we want this player and we get this player. It doesn't unfortunately work like that in the football world. There's a lot of things you need to navigate. And the players that we ended up bringing in, I was very happy with. And they have strengthened our side and they'll put us in a very strong position for the rest of the season. And they've also strengthened us for the Champions League.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shivam. Anush.
Hello, Coach. Anish from Football India. So my question is that, Lalianswala Changte, he's a versatile winger. Last game, he played as a right winger. He can also play as a left winger and maybe as a striker up front. So do you think his versatility is something which, attracted him to the club?
The one thing that really attracted me to him, we've got a way that we want to play. And within that playing style, we've got player profiles that we look for. And what was exciting with Chante, I see Chante as a winger, or whether it be on the left side or the right side. And he really fits the player profile that we have for our style of play and for that player profile. And that's what really excited me about him. And they're the two positions that I see him in. I think he's strongest on it. I think he's stronger on the left. But as we see earlier this season with Chennaiyin, and also where he came on the other night, he's more than capable on the right-hand side as well. And that versatility is something as a winger is very good to have because it gives you different options should we need to use them. And it also causes problem for opposition teams that if he wants to go down the line and cross it, or will he cut inside and shoot as he tried to the other night?
Coach, one more question. Mumbai City started off the season very well and they were winning games against, teams which were at the time competing for the top four, like Jamshedpur FC, ATK Mohun Bagan, they were easily winning games with a huge goal margin. So at the initial period of the season, did you think, or even during the preseason, did you think that you might have to face a tight situation like currently what you are facing in the league? Initially you were, skyrocketing the points table. So do you think it came as a surprise, the pressure from the other opponents in the league?
Wasn't a surprise to me. And I think if you go all the way back to all the press conferences that I've certainly held with all of you here, I said it's not about where you were on the table early on. And we got off to a wonderful start. But I think when you look at the overall strength of this league and the way teams strengthened in the off-season as well, it was always going to be a tight league. And I think if you look all the way from first down to eighth in the league right now, there aren't many points that separate teams. So the good thing is we're still in a strong position to push on now with 7 games to go. And that was the important thing coming into the back end of the season. And the real good thing is we have to play all those teams that are around us again in those 7 games. So you go back to ATK, we've played them twice now and we've taken 4 points of the possible 6. So if we can continue with that now with the final 7 games, we'll put ourselves in a very strong position come the end.
Thank you, Coach. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anush. Soham.
Yeah, hi coach, hope you're doing well. This is Home from IFTWC. The first question that I have for you is, with just 7 games to go, what are Mumbai's realistic goals for the remainder of the season? And can we expect some sort of tactical tweaks in the upcoming games?
Yeah, the first to answer your first question, we're looking to again pick up as many points as we can and play the style of football that we know we want to. And I've started to see real signs of that in the last couple of games. And the momentum that we certainly built from the back of the last 2 games, not just on points, but performances, I think has set us up well going into our next game against Chennaiyin. And what was the second question, sorry?
Yeah, can we expect some sort of tactical shift in the upcoming games?
We've now got the option and ability to change within games or from the start if we want. And that was the part of the reason behind bringing in some of the players that we did in the window. And it's certainly something that gives us the option to, should we want to. But at the moment, we're very happy with what we want to do and how we want to do it. But it certainly gives us those options should we need to or want to.
Yeah, and to follow up how you mentioned about the new signings, Diego didn't see much of the ball in the 45 minutes that he played. He got around 10 touches. So do you think that bothers you, considering that he got out of quarantine only recently?
Yeah, Diego's last game was at the end of December, I think the 29th of December. So he was always going to take some time to get up to speed. But again, the more time we can get him on the field and the more game time we can expose him to, it won't take him long at all. And I think when you've got someone of his ability and goal threat, when we have him now and Igor that can really, from a central point, not only create but finish really good opportunities. The more time he gets, the quicker he will adapt and go back to doing what we all know he did here last year.
Thanks, coach, and all the best for the upcoming games.
Thank you.
Thank you, Soham. Guys, if there's any further questions, you can put your names in the chat box. We'll give it a few seconds. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. We'll see you in a week's time ahead of our next game. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.